Continuing on this theme with IHOP, if you've watched the last two videos, I'm actually here for the last days of this fast. And I'm really taken with the vision of Arrowhead Stadium, and that there would be this procession from Blue Ridge where Forerunner Church is with Mike Bickle. There would be a procession all the way, people lined up all the way from Blue Ridge to that stadium. And I'm gripped with the send going to Arrowhead Stadium next year. I just get this deep sense that we're in a year-long build-up, possibly to June of 2022. We're in a year-long build-up to believe and pray and contend for the promises. I feel that something's going to take place there that's unusual. I want to call intercessors from all over the world to even begin to put their ear to what God is doing. Their hearts next to the shoulders of Jesus. What are you doing? Let me hear your heartbeat for Kansas City, for the Send, for the stadium next year. What if, I remember years ago at one of the One Thing gatherings where, and the call was there, Lauren Cunningham came and spoke about the prayer movement being joined to the missions movement. Wouldn't it be extraordinary that intercessors, people in houses of prayer for all over the world would gather to that stadium? What if thousands and tens of thousands of evangelists would gather, and the missions and missionaries would gather? What if Messianic Jews from all over the world would gather there to cry to God that this would be the days of the fulfillment of the Truman properties, that 500 intercessors would grow to 5,000 in a day? What if we're in those kinds of days? You see, this is how we live our lives, brothers and sisters. We let our hearts get attuned to the possibilities, to the prophetic witnesses. We become alive again, and we begin to pray those promises with renewed expectancy. See, this is what happens when prophetic whirlwinds take place. They enlighten and they ignite the body of Christ. Book of Luke, angels start appearing. Prophecies begin to take place. People begin asking questions. Who is this? What kind of manner of child would this be? Shepherds, hear the angels. This shall be a sign. Simeon and Anna begin to prophesy. This is how it happens. We alert ourselves to the wonders, and fasting actually makes us alive to these moments in this book. If I could just find it, I love this quote by Dan Allender. He said, fasting is not a tool for gaining discipline or piety. Instead, fasting is the act of ridding ourselves of fullness. To attune our senses, said Jesus fast, to attune our senses to the mysteries that swirl in and around us. Sometimes God shows up. Sometimes he feeds us. And every now and then, he throws his wild glory before us like bursting constellations. I've got to admit, maybe your fast is a struggle. I feel like bursting constellations in these days. Fasting is an act of ridding ourselves of fullness, to attune our senses to the mysteries that swirl in and around us. Sometimes God shows up. Sometimes he feeds us. And every now and then he throws his wild glory before us like bursting constellations. Are we in the days between 1944 and 1948? If we are, these are high days indeed. never will be we closer to this central glory. Come on.